So I have my copy paper, and we're going to blend the colors on this copy paper, even though it's white and that is anthracite, just to make sure that we have a nice blend of whatever we are putting down, and testing it on here to see exactly what depth we need to go to. So if I put my gray down, this is neutral gray shade. This also says neutral gray. This is neutral gray, and this is neutral gray shade. What does it say? Neutral gray shade, but they're two different colors. So we'll just have to test them and see. So that's what that one looks like on the paper. If I bring it closer, we do have that sort of color. If I go to the neutral, which is the lighter one, that one is lighter, it's quite a bit lighter. That will probably work for these areas here. I'm going to try the raw umber tint. That's probably a bit too creamy for the actual blanket. So let's have a look at the white on the anthracite. Maybe we need to go to the white and not the raw umber. Maybe the raw umber is just too creamy. Okay, yes, that does look better. So the white does look better. Titanium white, so we're going to take the raw umber out and rather use that. We've got this tint, permanent red tint. Let's have a look at that. That works beautifully. You can see that color in the blanket here, so that's very, very pretty. So we'll keep that in. Just having a look at the Payne's Grey. Just want to see what that gives me. That does give me the blue. I do see some blue in here. There's blue in this blanket. In fact, there's quite a lot of blue all the way in this blanket. So that does give us that blue color. If we go to the black, which is that area there, I think that is her body, and we put that down. That's quite black. Not too bad. Let's see what happens when we mix it with some brown. I have raw umber, extra dark. Let's see what happens when we mix these two together. Mixing it on my paper. I think that is better. Put that next to it. That is a better color, I think, than just plain black. So we'll be using all of these colors. That's the colorless blender. Let's just see what we get here with this raw umber, dark shade, and the brown, the black. That looks gorgeous. So we are, yep, that's great. So if we need another tonal value within that, we have it. Just having a look at this blanket and making quite sure that we have the colors, because although it looks pretty simple, it has a lot of colors on it. Cleaning off my soft tool. Yes, I could turn it over, but I just want to get rid of it and just make sure that it is clean for the next experiment. Okay, picking up the pink, just putting that down, and I'm going to pick up some of the white, see what I end up with, put it onto the paper and see what I end up with there, and we have the color of the blanket. So that is perfect. So this pink and this white, they're going to blend together beautifully for these sections of the paper. We can always go on top with the white pencil to give us that fluffy look of that blanket, of what these little funny things that are coming off of it. So I think that we have the blanket. Just want to put some of this down. getting that gridded effect that I see in the background. Right, so that's the white pencil and these pan pastels for the background. So I'm going to put them away. I'm going to stack them all neatly so that I have them all together, and I don't need to be worrying about what I've chosen amongst the other 40 odd pan pastels that I have. And this is, yeah, it's the best way to work, because it means that whatever you've chosen you have in a stack, and you don't need to doubt what is sitting on your paper that you have tried out. So there are our pan pastels for our background. Now to get to Zoe. So Zoe has some beautiful colors in her fur. I just want to get my pencils out. Just having a look at what I have here. I have this aluminium grey Derwent. That is working well there. If I put this down on here, we have that color. So that's great. We have that fur color. If I look at this area, nope, not that color. Let's see if I have a lighter one. That is lighter, but it's perhaps not quite right. Still too dark. I'm looking for an ochre now. I have a Derwent tan, and that looks much, much better. Yep, that is it for that area, for the paw. And obviously we need black, and I generally do use this as a very, very dark grey. I generally use that for those areas. I just prefer it. But I do work with a black because sometimes you just need that little bit extra punch when it comes to the eyeballs and the pupils. So there we go. And then we need to have a look at those colors in the eye. So that's probably one of the colors in the eye. They're very, very bright. The eyes are incredibly bright. So I'll probably use those three. So the photograph hasn't printed out as bright as what the eyes actually are. Just want to go back to her. And just show you what I mean. So those eyes are very, very bright indeed. Hoping that you can see that. Obviously when you have a look at it on the photograph on your screen, you can see how vibrant they are, and I think that those colors are going to be good for the eye to keep that nice and vibrant. We've got the white for the highlight, and we need just a little bit of grey for around the edge. So I'll probably use that color, and perhaps for the highlight as well. And we've got that grey for the ear. Let's have a look at what it looks like. Yep, that looks great. So we have that, and it's going to work in this area here too. So that will be good for the fur. We have these pinky colors on her little nose. It's too cute for words. I have this creature color, tan dark, and that's pretty good for her part of her nose. I have this Carbothello 642, which is a slightly darker color, which will work. Just having a look at the rest of the fur. We've got the grey, we've got the black, we've got the pinky colours. There's a kind of a, not orangey, but it's an orangey tan sort of colour there. I just want to have a look. I just want to have a look at this colour, Venetian red for the nose, because that will probably work as well for that little nose. And then for that ear, I have burnt ochre. Let's have a look and see. Yes, that colour's really nice. So that's great for the ear part. There's some of this colour in that area and probably in the nose as well. So we have that colour covered. We need a darker grey. You can see that there's another tonal value here on the grey side. So I'm just having a look. I'm going to pull out a grey and see. Of course, that one is broken. There's a grey. Creator colour grey. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, that's not too bad. That is showing up for that area.